counting of the blood platelets using manual method or hemocytometer. The diluting fluid used for counting the blood platelets is ammonium oxalate 1%, or you can use a solution called Rice-Ecker solution. The first step is to dilute the blood sample 20 times using the diluting fluids. Here we will use a commercially prepared diluting fluid, raw 950 microliter from the diluting fluid. So put the diluting fluid into 950 microliter from the diluting fluid. The blood sample is mixed gently. Then 50 microliter from the whole blood is drawn using the micropipette. It is very essential to wipe the external surface of the micropipette to avoid pre-analytical errors. After that, mix the blood sample with the diluting fluid. Mix the blood sample with the diluting fluid. Take 8 microliter from the mixture from the diluted blood and then apply to the hemocytometer slide. Just in front of the cover, between the cover and this slide. Leave the fluid on the slide for about 15 minutes. And to ensure that there is no dryness of the fluid during the incubation period, it is better to put a wet tissue or wet cotton piece with the slide and cover them and leave them for 15 minutes. To ensure that there is no dryness, put a wet tissue or cotton piece and cover with the petri dish and leave them for 15 minutes. Put the slide on the microscope and examine under high power objectives. As we know, the hemocytometer slide is divided into 9 squares. So 9 squares appear under the microscope at 4x magnification. On 10x magnification, only 1 square from the 9 squares appear under the microscope. Here is the central large square that consists from 25 squares. Every square from the 25 squares is divided into 16 squares. 16 squares. So the platelet is counted in these squares. We count the platelets under high power objectives in 4 squares in the periphery and 1 square at the center. So under high power objectives, when using the 40x magnification, the only 1 square from the 25 square appear, which used for counting of the platelets. As we said before, we count the platelets in 4 squares, in 5 squares from the 25 squares that present in the large central square. 4 of them on the periphery and 1 at the center of the large square. So in order to count the platelet, put the hemocytometer slide under the microscope and then start counting the platelets under high power objectives. As we said before, the platelets will be counted in the 5 squares from the central large area. The platelets appear under the microscope as small whitish particles, which is small when compared with the leukocytes present in the same slide. This is because the diluting fluid used for platelet counting destruct red blood cells and only white blood cells and platelets remain. So it is important to notice that the leukocytes present here may be mononuclear or may be replicated. Leukocyte, and the small whitish particles is the platelets. This is the lower left square. So count all the platelets, which is the small particles, whitish particles appear here, and then after counting the platelets, move to the lower right square. This is the same, the lower right square containing white blood cells, large cell, and contain platelets. So count the platelets, the whitish small particles present here, and then after that, after counting the platelets, move to the upper right square, which is on the periphery of upper right square. Count also the platelets here, and then after counting the platelets, move to the upper left square. Move to the upper left square. After counting the platelets in the upper left square, move to square in the middle of the central area. The platelets is counted in 5 squares. After counting the platelets, calculate the number of platelets present per cubic millimeter. Platelets count per cubic millimeter will be equal to the sum of the number of the platelets in the 5 squares multiplied by 1000. So